What's up, guys? This is Adam Oliver here with you once again, and for the first time ever, I'm going to be doing a top 10 favorites list, and I'm going to be doing my top 10 favorite wrestlers of all time, and that is my personal take. And number 10 on my list would be the $1 Million Man, Ted DiBiase. He was one of the greatest heels of all time, and he introduced a new $1 Million belt that he bought with his own money, and he bought that belt entirely out of gold and diamonds, and he was a great tag team competitor with IRS, otherwise known as Irwin R. Schyster, with a tag team called Money Incorporated. And that is number 10 on my list. And number 9 would be The Rock. He was a great champion of all time, and he defeated one wrestler like 2 WrestleManias in a row, and the person is who I will get to later. And outside of the ring, he has been doing acting, and he keeps himself pretty busy, and that is number 9 on my list. And number 8 on my list is the Heartbreak Kid, Shawn Michaels. He won an Intercontinental Championship a couple of times, and he's won a World Heavyweight Championship once, and he's a Hall of Famer, and his character got a lot of showmanship, and his gimmick gets the female audience members wound up over it. And that is number 8 on my list. And number 7 on my list would be Bret the Hitman Hart. He's won the Heavyweight Championship numerous times, and he's won an Intercontinental Championship once, and he was a tag team champion with Jim the Anvil Neidhart, called the Hart Foundation back in the day. And his character got a lot of charisma and a lot of showmanship, and that is number 7 on my list. And number 6 on the list, and may he rest in peace, it would be Mr. Perfect, also known as Curt Hennig. He's number 6 on the list, and he's won an Intercontinental Championship once, and his character was really good, whether he's a fan favorite or a heel. And his wrestling skills, it's very technical, and his son is continuing to live on his legacy, and hopefully one of these days he will get a push sometime and be back in the World Heavyweight Championship hunt. And that is number 6 on the list. And number 5 would be the Rattlesnake himself, Stone Cold Steve Austin. And before he was known as Stone Cold, he was Ted DiBiase's $1 Million Championship, and his gimmick is called the Ringmaster, when he was first introduced in the World Wrestling Federation back in the day. And back in the Attitude Era, he made that era golden, in my opinion. And that is number 5 on the list. And before I go to number 4, Stone Cold was a great world heavyweight champion, and his character is basically self-explanatory. And number 4 on the list would be the Ultimate Warrior, a great legend, and may he also rest in peace. He's won an Intercontinental Championship a few times, and he was a World Heavyweight Champion once. And his character, he really gets the audience going with his signature headbanging and his rope shake, top rope shake, and he gets the audience going. And his character, he's something else, and the crowd enjoys it. And that is number 4 on the list. And number 3 on the list is the dead man, The Undertaker. He's won the World Heavyweight Champion a few times, and he is one of the greatest wrestlers that ever lived in the current roster. And he's got an amazing WrestleMania streak that would be near impossible to match. 21 in a row. And that basically speaks for itself. And that is number 3 on the list. And number 2 on the list would be the Macho Man, Randy Savage. And may he rest in peace as well. His character is really good, either face or heel. And he was a World Heavyweight Champion one time, and also back in the day he was a former king of the World Wrestling Federation back in the day. And his character is good, and he's got a manager called Miss Elizabeth, and that friendship has been going on for a while, and may she rest in peace. And back to the Macho Man. He's a great technical wrestler, and that is number 2 on the list. And finally, number 1 on the list is none other than the immortal one, Hulk Hogan. His gimmick really gets the crowd going, and he's an all-time great. And he accomplished a great feat back in WrestleMania 3 by body slamming the 8th wonder in the world. Well, anyway, called the ninth wonder in the world, Andre the Giant. And may this man rest in peace as well. His gimmick is, Hulk Hogan's gimmick, really electrifies it, and it's become one of the great signatures of wrestling history. Of course, his shirt tear and his muscle flexing, and that is one of the most recognizable ones in the wrestling history. And that is why he is number 1 on the list. And this will wrap up this top 10 list. This is Adam Oliver here, signing out, and I hope y'all folks have a nice Easter.